You sit at the edge of known space. Your official title is Deep Range Monitor. Your unofficial title is Professional Stargazer. You watch the great, silent dark between worlds. Most days nothing happens. It is a beautiful and profound boredom. The star fields drift on your main screen. The station hums its low, mechanical lullaby. You sip coffee that tastes like disappointment. It is the only flavor the station synth seems to know. For 83 days, the only alerts have been solar flares. Tiny tantrums from stars, millions of years dead. You are the sole guardian of a very quiet cosmic graveyard. The silence is so complete, you can hear your own heartbeat. Then, something breaks the quiet. It is not a cosmic ray or a sensor ghost. It is a signal. It cuts through the background static like a knife. It is structured, it is deliberate, and it is impossible. It is singing a song, an old one, a tune from Earth's ancient history, before the Great Expansion. The melody is faint, it is fragile, yet it fills your small monitoring post with impossible life. Your blood runs cold. Your console confirms the signal's integrity. It is real, a human song echoing from a place where no human should be. You lean forward, the stale coffee forgotten. The universe just got a lot less lonely and a lot more frightening. The signal is more than just a song. It contains a data packet, old, corrupted, but there. Your console works for hours to unscramble the code. It is an archaic dialect. The system barely recognizes the linguistic roots. Slowly, words form on your screen. They are part of an identification tag, a ghost from humanity's dawn among the stars. The signal comes from the starship Wanderer. Your breath catches in your throat. Every spacer knows that name. It was the ship of Elias Vance, the first and greatest of the astrogators. He was a legend, a pioneer who charted the first stable star lanes. He pushed farther than anyone thought possible. Then, he vanished. Him and his ship, gone without a trace centuries ago. Historians wrote books about his disappearance. Theories ranged from pirate attacks to failed jump drives. Most experts concluded he simply flew too close to a black hole. He became a cautionary tale, a myth whispered to new pilots. But this signal is his ship's call. The Wanderer is not a wreck floating in some forgotten asteroid field. It is still transmitting. Elias Vance, the lost astrogator, is calling home after 400 years of silence. And you are the only one who hears him. You manage to decode another layer of the signal. The song acts as a key, unlocking a larger file. A star chart flickers into existence on your screen. It glows with a soft blue light. Your system tries to align it with known maps. It fails repeatedly. The star patterns do not match any recorded sector. The chart points to a place called the Cerulean Void. It is a dead zone between galactic arms, a region of absolute nothingness. Star science is very clear on this point. Gravity is too weak there. Matter is too sparse. No stars can form. No planets can exist. It is the universe's empty attic. Yet the map is insistent. It shows a precise route, a winding path through invisible currents. It leads to a single point in the center of the void. A destination marked with a simple, pulsating symbol. A beacon in a place where no light should be. It is a map to nowhere. An invitation to a place that cannot exist. This feels like a test, or maybe a trap. You run diagnostics again and again. The data is real. The chart is real. The lost ship of Elias. Vance is sending a map to an impossible sanctuary in the great, starless dark. You have to wonder what it is they are hiding from. You forward your findings to command. You attach the signal data, you include the impossible star chart, you wait for a response. The reply comes in less than an hour. It is cold. It is dismissive. High Command thanks you for your diligence. They classify the signal as a sensor anomaly. They say it is a light echo, a freak reflection from a distant pulsar. The song is just random noise your system shaped into a pattern. The star chart is a data corruption, a glitch in the matrix. They order you to delete the file. You are to resume your normal monitoring duties. Case closed. You look at the order, then you look at the blue map on your screen. The song still plays softly in your mind. You know they are wrong. This is not an error. It is a message, a desperate call for help from a ghost. You cannot ignore it. Your superiors see a glitch. You see a duty. You make a decision. It is the kind of choice that ends careers or forges legends. You send a confirmation message to command. You tell them you are purging the data. Then you download the ghost signal to a private data chip. You rise from your chair. For the first time in months, you have a purpose. You are going to find the source, even if you have to go alone. There is a long-range scout ship docked at the station. The Stardust Drifter. It is a small vessel, fast and built for stealth, mostly used for surveying asteroid fields. Tonight, it is your ride. Getting aboard is easy. Your access codes are top level. No one would expect a monitor to steal a ship. It is like the librarian stealing the bookmobile. You power up the engines. The ship hums to life beneath you. You feel a strange sense of calm. The station's automated systems barely notice. You are just another ship on a routine departure schedule. You disengage the docking clamps. The drifter floats free into the silent dark. You are now a thief, a deserter, and an explorer. The ship's computer asks for a destination. You slide the data chip into the console. The impossible star chart appears. The navigation system immediately flags it as an error. It warns you the course leads to an uncharted void. It says the risk of drive failure is 97%. You override the safety protocols. The computer protests with a flurry of warning lights. You silence them one by one. You have the ghost's song in your head, and you have the map on your screen. For now, that is all you need. You engage the jump drive. The stars stretch and blur into long lines of light. You are on your way to nowhere. The journey is unlike any you have ever taken. The ship's navigation system is useless here. The star chart from the ghost signal is not a traditional map. It does not rely on star-borne coordinates or known waypoints. It is a map of feelings, of currents in the fabric of space that are not on any chart. The path forward is marked by strange instructions. Follow the echo of sorrow. Turn where the silence feels loudest. Aim for the memory of light. Your ship's logical processor cannot understand. It keeps suggesting you turn back. It tells you that navigation by poetry is a terrible idea. You're starting to agree. You have to turn off the automated pilot. You take the controls yourself. You fly the ship by instinct. You close your eyes and listen. You try to feel the faint pull the map describes. It is like sailing an ancient ocean. You are guided by the tide, not by a satellite. Days blur into one another. The void outside is a blanket of perfect black. There are no stars here, no nebulas. Just you, your ship, and the whisper of an old song. You start talking to the ship. You tell it jokes. You describe your old life. The loneliness of the void is a heavy weight. You are afraid that if you stop making noise, you might disappear completely. You have to trust yourself. Trust the ghost. Trust this insane poetic path. Just as your hope begins to fade, something appears. a flicker of light on your sensors. It is faint, a tiny spark in the crushing emptiness. The ship's computer dismisses it as another error. But you feel it. A warmth, a pull. The map on your screen glows brighter. The final instruction appears. Come home. You aim the drifter toward the light. As you get closer, you realize it is not a single point. It is a collection of lights, a small cluster of impossible objects. They are asteroids, dozens of them. They are lashed together with cables of woven light. Each rock is hollowed out. They glow from within, like paper lanterns. You have arrived at the source of the signal, a hidden world floating in the great emptiness, a sanctuary built from rock and light. It is a breathtaking sight, a testament to a lost generation's will to survive. The computer has no classification for this place. It exists outside all known rules of star science. Your ship receives a new signal, a simple docking request. A calm voice speaks through your communications. It is an old dialect, the same one from the original signal. "Welcome, traveler," the voice says. "We have been waiting. Please prepare for approach." You navigate your small ship toward a glowing hangar bay. You are equal parts terrified and thrilled. The ghost has led you home. The hangar bay is warm and filled with green light. Plants grow in thick vines along the walls. The air smells of soil and rain. It is a shocking contrast to the sterile environment of your ship. As your ramp lowers, you see them, a small group of people waiting for you. They are human, but different. Taller, more slender. Their eyes are a striking shade of blue. They are the children of the Wanderer. Generations born and raised in this impossible place. They wear simple, woven clothes. Their faces are open and curious. There is no fear in their eyes. An older woman steps forward. She has long silver hair. Her smile is gentle. "I am Alara," she says. "I am the speaker for this generation. We are the children of the Wanderer." She explains everything. Their ancestors, led by Elias, Vance, did not crash. They fled. They discovered something terrible in the known galaxy, a threat that was spreading silently between the stars. So they ran. They used an experimental drive to pierce the void. They found this cluster of rogue asteroids. Here they built a new home, a sanctuary. They have lived here for 400 years. They have preserved the old knowledge. They have waited. They hoped someone would eventually hear their song, a song that served as both a beacon and a shield. They needed to know if humanity had survived, or if it had fallen to the great silence. Your arrival is the first answer they have received in centuries. Alara leads you from the hangar into their city. It is a network of tunnels and vast, open caverns. Glowing crystals in the ceiling mimic a sun. There are farms, workshops, and homes carved from the rock. It is a thriving, peaceful society. But beneath the calm surface, you sense a deep-seated fear. She takes you to their central chamber. The walls are covered in complex charts and equations. It is a history of their long exile, and it is a record of their enemy. "We call it the Great Silence," Alara says, her voice low. "It is not a creature of flesh and bone. It is an absence, a cosmic predator of consciousness." She explains that it hunts for thought. It is drawn to life, to complexity. It moves through the universe like a wave. It does not destroy planets with fire or explosions. It simply erases them. It consumes sound, light, memory, and life itself. It leaves behind nothing but perfect, absolute quiet. A void within the void. That is what they ran from. Their ancestors detected it spreading through the outer colonies. Worlds would just go dark. All communication would cease without warning. Elias, Vance realized that humanity's growing network was like a beacon. Our thoughts, our signals, our art was all food for this silent entity. He chose exile over extinction. He took his crew and ran, hoping to save a flicker of humanity's flame. The song you heard was their defense, a complex audio frequency woven with mathematical concepts. It creates a bubble of cognitive noise. The song confuses the silence. It masks their presence. For centuries, it has kept them safe in their hidden home. But now, their beacon is beginning to fail. Ilara shows you the source of the broadcast, a massive crystalline spire in the heart of their city. It pulses with a soft blue light. But the light flickers. The song it emits has moments of static. The silence is adapting, she says. It has spent centuries learning our song. It is starting to filter through the noise. She points to a sensor display. A dark mass is slowly moving toward them. It is vast, larger than their entire asteroid cluster. It has found us, Ilara says quietly. We detected its approach weeks ago. That is why we boosted the signal. It was a desperate final call. We are out of time. Our defenses are breaking down. You see the fear in the faces of her people. They have lived with this threat for generations. Now, it is at their doorstep. Their ancient shield is about to shatter. The silent entity that hunts thought is coming for them. Your arrival was their last hope. But you are just one person in a tiny scout ship. What can you possibly do? It feels like being asked to stop a hurricane with a paper fan. We do not need a bigger gun, Ilara explains. She looks at you with an intense gaze. We do not need a more powerful shield. We tried those things. Our ancestors learned that fighting the silence with technology is like fighting a fire with oil. It only feeds it. The entity consumes order. It consumes logic. She gestures around the chamber. Our survival has depended on this truth. The only thing the silence cannot understand, the only thing that can drive it back, is true chaos. You look confused. Chaos is what starship captains try to avoid. It is engine failures and navigation errors. It is not a weapon. Not that kind of chaos, she says, a faint smile on her lips. We mean the beautiful, unpredictable, illogical chaos of the human spirit. Our passions, our contradictions, our irrational hopes and fears, our art, our messy, vibrant, noisy minds. That is the one thing in the universe the silence cannot compute. It cannot consume what it cannot comprehend. Their beacon song was based on this idea. It was a structured, mathematical representation of human thought. But it was still a pattern. And the silence has had centuries to learn it. They need a new signal. Something raw. Something pure. Something the entity has never encountered before. They need you. You are their weapon. Your mind, forged in the noisy, chaotic galaxy they left behind, is the key. You have not spent generations in this quiet, ordered sanctuary. You carry the unfiltered static of modern humanity within you. The memories, the media, the dreams, the anxieties. It is a symphony of beautiful noise. We need you to become a living antenna, Ilara says. You must connect to the beacon. You must broadcast your mind, your heart, out into the void. Not a recording, not a translation, just you. Your raw, unfiltered consciousness. It will be the sound that can save us. The plan is insane. It is terrifying. And it is the only one they have. They lead you to the base of the crystalline spire. The air hums with power. A single chair sits before a control panel. Wires and delicate fiber optic cables hang from a helmet-like device above it. This is the broadcast interface. It will connect your mind directly to the beacon. It will turn your thoughts into a signal powerful enough to cross the void. You sit in the chair. The helmet is lowered onto your head. It feels cold against your skin. There will be resistance, Alara warns you. The silence will feel your broadcast. It will attack your mind directly. It will try to empty you, to fill you with its nothingness. You must fight it. You must hold on to who you are. You take a deep breath. You think about your boring life at the monitoring station. You think about the taste of that terrible coffee. It seems like a lifetime ago. You give Alara a small, determined nod. Let's make some noise, you say. She activates the beacon. Power surges through you. Your mind expands. You are no longer just in the chair. You are the beacon. You are the song. The moment your consciousness connects, you feel it. The great silence. It is not a sound or a presence. It is a pressure, a vast, crushing weight of absolute nothing. It pushes against your mind. It seeks to erase you. It whispers promises of peace, of an end to all struggle. All you have to do is let go. Be quiet. The battle for your mind begins. The silence throws images of pure emptiness at you. The infinite black between galaxies. The heat death of the universe. The slow decay of all things into dust. It is a vision of utter despair. It wants you to believe that nothing matters, that all your struggles are meaningless, that silence is the ultimate destiny of everything. You fight back. You refuse to be empty. You dig deep into your memories. You broadcast the feeling of sunlight on your face as a child. You remember the sound of your mother's laughter. You push out the taste of your first real meal after a long training mission. You recall a stupid joke a friend told you. You remember the punchline and broadcast the feeling of pure, unadulterated joy. The silence recoils from the memory. It is confused by the illogical burst of emotion. It attacks again, this time with feelings of loneliness. It shows you your small monitoring station. It amplifies the isolation you felt, the endless, solitary days. It tries to convince you that you have always been alone, that no one is coming to save you. You counter with connection. You broadcast the feeling of a handshake, the warmth of a hug. You remember the lyrics to 100 rock songs. You blast them into the void, songs of rebellion, of love, of defiance. You push out the plot of your favorite adventure story, the triumph of the hero against all odds. You project the defiant, irrational hope that is humanity's greatest strength. The silence does not understand hope. It does not understand music. It does not understand laughter. These things are static to its perfect, ordered nature. They are errors in its silent code. You feel it begin to lose its grip on you. You are too noisy, too messy, too human. You push harder, projecting everything at once: grief, anger, joy, curiosity, love, and the stubborn, unbreakable will to simply exist. Your broadcast, your storm of human emotion, slams into the entity. It is a sound that shatters the perfect quiet. The great silence cannot process the sheer volume of your humanity. The chaotic, beautiful noise of your spirit is like a physical blow. On the main view screen in the control room, Alara's people watch in awe. The dark mass that was their approaching doom begins to break apart. It is not destroyed. A thing made of nothing cannot be killed. But it is repelled. It is scattered. Your mental broadcast, your song of the human heart, is a weapon it cannot defend against. The crushing pressure on your mind recedes. The terrible whispers fade away. The entity flees back into the deepest parts of the void. It runs from the sound that is you. Silence returns to the control room. But it is a different kind of silence now. It is not the emptiness of the entity. It is the quiet of awe and relief. You disconnect from the beacon. You slump back into the chair, exhausted but victorious. Alara and her people rush to your side. Their faces are filled with a gratitude so profound it needs no words. You have saved them. The sanctuary is safe. Your work is done here. But your journey is just beginning. A few days later, Alara takes you back to the hangar bay. Your small scout ship, the Stardust Drifter, is there. But next to it is something else. Something much larger. It is a ship of legend. Its hull is a deep, star-dusted black. Its lines are elegant and powerful. It is the Wanderer. We have restored it, Alara says. We have maintained it for centuries, waiting for a pilot worthy of the name Astrogator. Now, we have improved it, our technology combined with its original design. The ship is a masterpiece, a bridge between the past and the future. It is faster, stronger, and more resilient than any vessel in the galaxy. It is yours, she continues. She hands you a small silver pin. It is the insignia of an astrogator, the same one worn by Elias, Vance himself. The great silence is still out there. It will recover. It will continue to spread. The galaxy needs to be warned. It needs to be defended. It needs a protector who understands the true nature of the enemy. You look at the ship. You look at the pin. You are no longer a junior monitor. You are not a deserter. You are the heir to a legacy. You carry the burden and the honor of the first Rogue Astrogator. Your purpose is no longer to just watch the stars. It is to sail them, to be a shield against the dark. You board the Wanderer. The cockpit smells of old leather and new technology. The controls fit perfectly in your hands. You look out at Alara and her people. They raise their hands in a gesture of farewell. You are no longer running from your quiet, lonely past. You are charting a new course, a course against the great silence. You power up the engines of the Wanderer. They hum with a power you have never felt before. The ship's computer comes online. Its voice is calm and familiar. It is the voice of Alara, a parting gift from the children of the Wanderer. Course laid in, Astrogator, she says. Where to? You smile. You look out at the infinite field of stars waiting beyond the hangar. The universe is full of silent threats, but it is also full of life, of noise, of music. And you have a new mission. You are going to bring the beautiful, defiant sound of humanity to the darkest corners of the cosmos. You are a messenger, a guardian, a storm of song in the quiet dark. Let's go wake up the neighbors, you say. The Wanderer leaps into the stars,